The bosses don't think we can get 500 likes on back-to-back videos. Yesterday we got 500. Let's do it again today. Help us prove them wrong by going down, hitting that thumbs up icon. Welcome to Saints Now. I am Will Scott here with the latest New Orleans Saints news. Saints worked out a few running backs. Then we're going to discuss some trade targets because the closer we get to the trade deadline, the more rumors we're going to hear in the NFL world. But first, big shout out to Taysom Hill. Congrats to Taysom on winning the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. First time in his career he's won that award. Second career Player of the Week, though, for Taysom Hill. And he deserves it. I mean, he was outstanding in that win against Seattle last Sunday. 3 touchdowns, even threw a touchdown, 112 yards, 9 carries. And I think a lot of us were curious to see how he was going to do, kind of shifting away from the quarterback role. He has excelled, and all these Twitter GMs are hating on his contract, when in reality, he might be a little bit underpaid. Big congrats to Taysom Hill. And if you want to congratulate him, go down and type 7 in the comment section. I want to see 7 spam down there for our guy Taysom Hill. Congratulations on winning the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. Maybe go back-to-back, just like the 500 likes we're trying to get. Go and hit the thumbs up icon. Did want to hit on this as well because the Saints worked out 4 free agent running backs. They moved on from Tony Jones Jr. the other day. He signed with Seattle. As we take a look at the running back depth chart before we get into the news about who they brought in. Latavius Murray as well, worth noting he was signed off the Broncos practice squad. Jones was claimed by Seahawks off of waivers. So right now your 3 running backs, Kamara, Ingram, and Washington, but it appears the Saints are looking to add at least 1 running back here potentially. The first guy they worked out, first name at least we're going to hit on today, is Jordan Howard. He tried out for the Saints in July but was not signed. I don't know if you remember, Producer Trace, when he was worked out, I said they should sign him. I really like Jordan Howard. He was great in Chicago. You know, obviously not the same player now than he was back then, but he was a Pro Bowl selection in 2016. I'm a big fan of Jordan Howard. I'm all for bringing him in. Here's what he did with the Eagles last season. 86 carries, 406 yards, 3 touchdowns. So he's still got some juice, and I think he's probably the best option out of the 4 names we're talking about here. The second name to discuss, Jordan Wilkins. He is another guy the Saints brought in for a workout. Last, 2020 with Tennessee. Here's what he did. 84 carries, 308 yards, a touchdown, 3.7 yards per carry. I'm not as familiar with Wilkins, but he's another name they brought in. Name your favorite Saints running back of all time. Oh, Producer Trace, this is too easy for me, man. I got to go with my guy, Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush is my favorite Saints running back of all time. Who's yours?
See, you can't help but show some love to Deuce.
Deuce, yes.
In my lifetime, I'd have to say either Pierre Thomas or Reggie Bush.
Yo, Pierre Thomas was a baller, man. Pierre was a lot of fun to watch. I want to hear what y'all think. Go down in the comment section. Name your favorite Saints running back of all time. The Saints make a roster move, by the way. We're going to have you covered. We're going to get you guys a video ASAP. Go down, hit that big red subscribe button because the Saints might sign one of these guys in the near future. If they do, we'll have you covered. Antonio Williams, another name they brought in, recently waived by the Giants. Could be worth giving an extra look to here. Was recently waived by the Giants. Career stats, 12 carries, 63 yards, 2 touchdowns. Went to UNC. So he is the third name that we're bringing up here as a potential option. And then you look at A.J. Rose. He is the fourth name. So I think a lot of us are going to be saying Jordan Howard just because we have the most familiarity with Howard, who's had a pretty successful career thus far. But if you had to pick one running back, who would it be? If you're Mickey Loomis and you get to handpick who you're going to sign, who are you signing? Jordan Howard, type JH. Antonio Williams, type AW. Jordan Wilkins, type JW. Or A.J. Rose, type AR. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when ad break comes, go down, chime in. Tell me what you think. I'll tell you what I think. Abram Smith is still available. Go bring Abram Smith back to New Orleans. I think it's absolutely worth giving this guy a second chance. I was surprised they didn't keep him on the practice squad. If you don't sign Jordan Howard and sign one of those other 3 names, I'd be a little bit disappointed, especially when Abram Smith is still out there and available. Guys, you can go bet on the Saints all season long at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125 to pick up a 125% deposit bonus. That means if you put $100 in, you get 125 additional cash to bet with. So basically, put $100 in, and you start with $225 in your account. It's a great deal. Got a big game on Sunday in New Orleans in the Superdome. The Bengals coming in as a 1-point favorite. I think we're going to see a lot of Joe Burrow LSU jerseys in the stands on Sunday. That's going to be great. Burrow's homecoming. Go down to the comment section, tell me who you got, and go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code chat125 to bet on the Saints. Now let's get into this next story because NFL.com listed some trade candidates to potentially explore here, laying out notable players who could be moved before the November 1st deadline. That is fast approaching. Robert Quinn is the first name here on our list, edge rusher from the Bears. I really like Quinn. I don't know the likelihood he gets traded, but let's say the Bears lose their next couple of games. Right now they're 2-3, then they're definitely going to be sellers at the deadline. D'Ernest Johnson, he's a guy that we've talked about a lot here on the show, the third-string running back for the Browns, but he could go to a lot of places and potentially be an RB1. I really like D'Ernest Johnson. Denzel Mims, he requested trade from the Jets several weeks ago. Right now he's still on the Jets, but I really like his upside, his potential. If the Saints are looking to add some receiver depth, which don't really need any right now, but if he's available and they get him at the right price, I'm all for it. Clelin Ferrell is a guy that I actually do believe is going to get moved before the deadline. He's been in trade rumors for a long time, and a change of scenery could be what he needs. Hasn't lived up to the number 4 overall pick expectations. I don't know if you all remember that meme when the Raiders fan reacted at the draft. This is drafting Clelin Ferrell. That was a shocking selection. He had no business being a top 5 pick, and I think the pressure of being a top 5 pick did not help him in Las Vegas, but he's still a pretty solid run defender. And then Christian McCaffrey, the biggest name here. This one is obvious. Guy's one of the best running backs when healthy, Trace.
Yeah, see, I would love to go for a Christian McCaffrey trade, but a lot of people in the videos yesterday were saying it's pretty unlikely, and I agree. I think it is unlikely to happen, but I think D'Ernest Johnson is a little bit more likely.
I absolutely agree.
He recently just got designated to just special teams for the Browns. He's been hardly used, and that running back room is loaded. Denzel Mims I kind of like as well because we have quite a few injuries in the depth chart, and if we remember anything from last year, it's wide receiver depth. You can never have too much of it. So that's why I threw Denzel Mims in here. But Robert Quinn and D'Ernest Johnson are probably my 2 favorite trade targets in this video.
Go down in the comments section. Name a player you want the Saints to trade for. Is it Johnson, McCaffrey, Quinn, Mims? Go down in the comments section. Let us know what you think. If I'm saying one guy right now, I'm saying D'Ernest Johnson from Cleveland.